Hey guys, Lucy wanted to get in on this with me. Today's vlog is going to be a little bit different than the normal vlogs. It's going to be kind of more like a day in the life. I show a lot of like medical cases and problems that we have anytime I'm putting out a fire, but I don't show a lot of just the every day-to-day what my day looks like. And this actually got even too long to put everything in there. I delete so much of what I record because I just can't make it exciting. So this is kind of a longer vlog, and it doesn't really incorporate everything in my day, but it gives you a good taste of what goes on here on a daily basis. Good morning. I have had a long weekend. I worked a long day on Saturday at work, and then yesterday we got the does moved up onto the neighbor's property. I went up there Friday and looked, and the Queen Anne's lace was like totally out of control, so I needed to get them back up there. I need to take down like this whole creek pen and then get this feeder moved over there today. Yesterday I also kind of reconfigured the pasture over there that I've got the cattle in. I have like no reels of polywire left, so I have not been able to graze off that pasture the way I want because all my reels are over by Jesse for that, around that woods for the bucks. So once I got all of this fencing off out here around this woods, I was able to get more reels over there, so I'm gonna have to move them the way I want it to get the rest of that grazed off. Then I'm gonna have to actually bale graze in there for probably another week. Their next pasture would actually be this one behind me here, and this is our big pasture, and it takes them typically about 15 to 20 days to get through it, usually less on the second graze, but it's not quite ready yet. And now we haven't had rain in the last week, so it's growing, but not as fast. We have rain in the forecast for tomorrow, and we have round bales that are a little over a year old that I'm going to put a bale there, and that'll last them with a little bit of forage. That will last them about 4 or 5 days. So I'm hoping once that's done, I can get them onto this pasture here. So really, the majority of the work that I have to do today is going to be, I need to clean out the rabbitry. Then I need to breed rabbits. Oops. Working with one hand is really hard, but I can't just stand here and talk. I got stuff to do. I also have a buckling that is still, he was one of the ones that was born later, and he's still not weaned because I think I actually showed treating him. He had a respiratory infection a couple weeks back, and when I was gonna bring those other bucklings over by Jesse, I thought, I'm just gonna keep him in with mom just so that he was here. So if he needed a retreat or like got worse again, he looks totally fine. So I'm gonna bring him back. I'm gonna bring him over there with his litter mate. Good morning. Oh, you guys made a really good dent in this. Well done. My wonderful husband came and weed whacked around this like 4-acre pasture around the outside of it. We were having trouble with impedance last time as everything got taller. That was a job. Would you like to be moved? Hey, hey, hey. All right, they are moved. I've got a couple moves set up, so that should be quick and easy the rest of the day. Okay, we've got that creep set up at the neighbors. I am going to quick grab my car and turn the air conditioning on. My husband has that kid with him in the skid loader. Then I'm gonna run him over to Jesse's house when I bring feed. So I'll be leaving in a second for that. So I'm on my way to Jesse's house. I've got my kid in the back. He's not impressed with the car ride. So this right here is my trusty goat getter. Actually was kind of the name thought of the vlog initially. So I don't always have the farm truck because my husband has it. So he built a box. Last year I was taking a 5-hour drive to go buy 3 goats, and I'm like, it seems insane to take a trailer to pick up 3 goats on a 5-hour drive. And I think he maybe even needed the truck that day, or we had something. Oh, actually, that was before we bought our new truck. Our old truck could not have made a 5-hour trip. So I was like, you know, I don't want to borrow a truck to do this. So I said, well, I'm going to build something to go in the back of the car, knowing that he does not like my carpentry skills. So I figured if I said I was going to build it, that he would come and help me build it the right way, because it makes him crazy. Because I just, see, when he builds stuff, he like goes to Menards and he buys materials and then he builds it. And when I build stuff, I pick supplies off the scrap pile and I make it work into the space I have. So we're just different people. So he helped me build this, really was the mastermind. So it disassembles and then I just screw it together. But lately, like, it's just been easier for me to leave it in because I've had to use it for several little things. And I don't have little kids or anything anymore, and nobody rides in my back seat. So really, I don't really need a back seat. So I've just pretty much left it in here all the time. So anyway, when we were trying to come up with names for the vlog, and everything I could think of was either taken or had something wildly inappropriate somewhat connected to the name, I was like, I don't know what to do it. And I asked my daughter what she thought of the one goat getter. And I said, you know, like, because we call my car the goat getter. And then, like, also, it's like being a go-getter, you know, like someone who's just really determined to succeed at something while raising goats. And she's like, I like it. So that's where the name came from for the vlog. As soon as they come up here to eat, I'll grab that other one. I don't want to throw him in here unless he's got friends, because otherwise he'll freak out and probably run away. Come backs! Come backs! Oh, they're usually, there's like a little playhouse in here with like a snow fence around it that must have been for his son. And they're always in here. Yep. Come backs! Come backs! Are you in your playhouse? Come on, boys. Is everybody coming? All right. There's your friends, your brothers in here. Go get your grain and find your brother. Where's your brother? All right, well, hopefully he stays in here. I'm not too worried. He'll stay with the group. I don't know if he realizes yet that his brother's in here. That one right there is his brother. Buddy, did you see your brother? All right, he's got grain. He don't care. Good. Excellent. Let me just check their water. Good to go. They like hardly drink any water now. When they're on forage and they have lots of shade, they just don't. So they're doing really good, which is good because he's having really bad water issues at his house. Something's wrong with his pump or something. He's getting water to his house, but not always to his barn. So that's problematic. I think I'm gonna go eat breakfast and then come out here and work on the rabbitry, give the goats a move. The cattle should be set for the day. I gave them a pretty large area. So that was a productive lunch hour. I got 3 suppers prepped and one's in the oven. 2 are waiting to go in later for the week. I've got my flowers on the porch watered, got laundry on the line, ate, made a few phone calls. So I am going to actually turn around to go get the 4-wheeler. I'm going to go open up a section for the goats up at the neighbors, and then I should check the cattle water too. They had plenty this morning, but they might be getting low now. Sometimes I like to just top them off, like, because their water warms up during the day, so I like to kind of give them water like in the afternoon, just so they drink a little more when it's cool. And we have one cow that, like, she likes to cool off by like dipping her whole head in there, like right up to her eyeballs. So it's hard to do that when it's warm like bath water. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to clean out the rabbitry. Hey girls. They're all about a third full. Hey girls, hot? I'll go fill your tank for you. If I don't set a timer, I always forget and I overflow it. So always set your timer for your water. Rules to live by. Hello, ladies. Would you like another section to graze on? You guys are gonna have shade really quick here. Come on, let's go. Well, that was a fail. So they're out of feed up there. I checked it 2 days ago and I thought they'd have like 4 more days worth of feed left. So I should have filled it this morning before we put it up there. Never even looked at it. So that's not high on my list today. And honestly, I'm going to need a second person here to get that feeder out. So I'll have to wait until tomorrow morning. My husband can help me before he leaves. So I'll mix up a little bit in advance today and have it sit in barrels. and then we'll dump it all in the morning. I think I have 3 empty tubs I can put it in, so that'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'll be like 250 pounds or so. So we'll should have checked it this morning. Okay, well, we've got a lot going on in here. So my rabbitry gets pretty ignored in like April through July, just because I'm busy with other stuff. So I have rabbits, a few that are good for breeding stock that I want to sell. So I'm going to get this place cleaned out, get the counter cleaned up a bit. I've got heat lamps and stuff all sitting on my, like stuff just gets dumped here all winter, and then takes longer to deal with it. And then I want to get pictures taken of some of the rabbits that I want to sell for breeding stock. So I'll evaluate them, any that don't make the cut. Then I will process, hopefully sometime in the next week or 2 here. I have quite a few of them sold. So those will go to the customer. And then I have to wean some of these does and breed them back right away, so it'll be a lot of moving around. So the one thing this time of year, like this is all, it's like rabbit fur that they're starting to mold. There's always some of this, but it gets worse this time of year. So they're molting, there's hair all over, and then dust gets in there. It is extremely hard to get that off the cages. So really the best way to do it is have the vent fan running, take a broom and brush it all off, and then you have to come with a shop vac, and it's a huge job. And what happens, especially like the bucks, they pee all over. So do you see, like, he pees on this fur and it's all crusted in, so then I have to use a wire brush to get that off. Whereas like these bottom cages, that's not too bad. So the problem is that when I have this many rabbits in here, it's really hard to do it because they get scared from the broom and the shop vac and stuff. So I try to wait until I have as few rabbits in here as possible to do that. So I think I'll do a light dusting today, but once I process rabbits, because that'll clear out like at least a dozen of them, I think then I'll go back and do a little more dusting, just because rabbits can easily like have a heart attack, or they get scared and they like run around the cage really, really fast, and they like smack their heads up against the side of it, and they will break their necks. I mean, this happens. It is not uncommon. We had one that we had to bring home from the fair one year because that happened, and we had to bring it home and euthanize it. Its neck wasn't like fully broken, but it couldn't move it and it couldn't breathe, and you could tell like its jaw was like, it was smashed like from here to here. So it must have just gotten scared as somebody walked past. So it does happen. Hey, Lucy's like, who are you talking to, Mom? Hey, Luce. Are you hot? Oh, I should bring them in. They go in the house in the afternoon to cool off and lay in the shade, and then I charge their collars. And their collars they wear GPS collars, so their collars are probably almost dead. Do you want to go in the house and take a nap? Do you want to go take a nap? Okay. Okay, so I'll bring them in, go get the skid loaders parked up at the house anyway, and actually, I think I'll wheel out my first wheelbarrow full of manure, and by the time I have stuff kind of ready in there, hopefully my water will be full enough to go fill cattle water before I swap the forks on the skid loader. All right, my egg bake's done. I got the meatloaf going now, and I'll put the roast in later. Looks like my water's full, so I'm gonna bring that to the cattle, get them a cool down. The goats looked like they could need one more, so I might run one up to them before I start the rabbitry. It's hot. to dump her entire head in the tank. We'll see if she does it. So another reason I like to keep these tanks full all the time is when they get to as low as they were, the calves can't drink out of them. The two taller ones they can't drink out of. The short one they can get all the way to the bottom. So as soon as the short one gets pretty low, I make sure I fill them. Oh, hold on. So I haven't talked a whole lot about the cattle. I'll just show you who we've got here. This is Temple, named after Temple Grandin. So she's due, I think, August 24th. And then this is her daughter, who was her first calf. So she's 2. She was 2 in June. And she's due August 16th, I think. And then the one right behind her, Sandy, named after Sandy Brock from Sheepishly Me. Only she's kind of a bag. Sorry, Sandy. She's due August 24th as well. I seedered them and did them the same day. And then this is Mama Cow, the old grandma. She needs her hooves done. I know that. Don't come at me. But she actually just lost another quarter, which makes her a 2-titter now. So if she cannot keep up with feeding her calf, I'm probably gonna process her if her calf starts to fall back. So I don't know how long she'll be around, but she's due, I think October 9th or October 19th already. So we'll see how that goes when she has that calf, but we have no idea how old she is. I bought her. It's kind of a long story. The guy who bought her didn't know how old she was because he bought her from a friend who had cancer, and none of the cows came with any records. We thought at the time she was probably about 5 years old, and I've had her for 3 years now. So, I mean, she's probably 8 or 9. Okay, rabbitry's done. That took a little longer than I was hoping. So I just got a mixed feed so we can load up that feeder in the morning. I think my husband's gonna be home soon, and then we're gonna work on that building. I got errands to run yet tonight, so I gotta leave, I don't know, in 2 hours or so. So we'll see what we can get done. Okay, so I got 300 pounds mixed up here, so that should be enough.